I'm back. I just returned from almost 3 weeks in Spain, Switzerland, and France. And not only did I get to enjoy the wonderful taste and the beautiful sights, but I also brought back a souvenir for you. That is, I didn't just learn a lot about European history, I also got even more insights into the financial world, and I know that these can make a big difference for you as well. First is just something that was really reinforced for me, and that is that experiences always beat stuff. Studies show that having more stuff might be fun in the moment of shopping, but it doesn't ultimately buy happiness. Instead, spend your money on experiences. Experiences have been proven to be able to increase our happiness. And so, if we can say no to stuff and yes to experiences, that actually is a way to make our money buy us more happiness. Second is that consumerism isn't universal. We talked to a lot of locals while in Europe, and we really saw that many families are living much smaller lives, but really enjoying it more. It's more stress free than what a lot of people in the United States are experiencing. In fact, I talked to one man that his perspective really changed my thought process. He said, if I see a pair of pants that I really like to have, I just remind myself I've already got a pair of pants. Why would I need to spend money on another pair? So that's really helped put things in perspective for me and my own closet. Something else that was reinforced for me was how much money you can save by eating at home instead of going out to restaurants. So, when we go on vacation, we really try to only eat out one meal a day. That's not always going to be the case for us, but that's what we aim to do. So, I would go to the local grocery stores, and it's fun because we get to see the different things that are offered there that are different than the States. And I would in the morning make some eggs or some fresh pastries that we had picked up from the bakery with some fruit. And that was so much less expensive than when we went out. Let me just tell you a fun story. When we went to Geneva, Switzerland, we had no idea it was the most expensive city in the world. So when we were searching for dinner, it was so challenging. And we ended up at kind of a fast food type restaurant. We had brought our own waters. So all we bought was four chicken sandwiches and two sides of fries. That's it. And it was $83. That was kind of shocking for us. That was our most expensive meal throughout the whole trip. And it reminded us again that cooking at home would have saved us probably about 60 bucks. The next bit of financial advice I have for you from my trip is that souvenirs can really be overrated. We see this exact same souvenirs at one store to the next. So, what my family decided to focus on was looking for things that we would actually use, not just something we'd stuff in a drawer. So, for me, I kind of focused on things for my kitchen. So, I got these coasters. I got four of those from one city in Spain. And then I got towels to match from another city. And then I got pot holders to match from a third city. So that is really fun for me because now every time I'm in my kitchen, I have this positive reminder of our trip. When it comes to bringing souvenirs back home to people who weren't there to experience your trip, do not spend hours and hours looking for souvenirs for other people. And don't spend lots of money doing that either. My recommendation is to go to a grocery store and find some fun snacks. Whether you're in the States or outside of the country, you're going to probably find some things that you wouldn't have in your local town. So then you get to bring back some of that other culture for your family and friends instead of just an expensive t shirt that has the name of a city that they've never been to. Something else I've been more aware of since I came back to the States was just our use of electricity. In Europe, most people don't have dryers or air conditions, and a lot of times they have smaller refrigerators, even. So their electricity bill is going to be much less than ours is here in the United States. So I'm just trying to be more aware, even just keeping the thermostat a couple of degrees higher can really save you hundreds of dollars over time. My final advice for you when it comes to going on vacation, you want to make sure that you're not just splurging everywhere just because you're on a big trip. Because remember, at some point you're going to come home, and if you're faced with an overwhelming credit card bill, then you're going to have even more stress on you when you return than when you left. In fact, it's best to be setting money aside for the months or years leading up to a trip so that you're able to pay for everything with cash and you don't have to worry about that that debt that you'll face later. Travel reminded me that money isn't about spending as much as possible. It's about spending intentionally to bring the most value to your life.